if you're uncertain about which way, if it goes in this way or the other way, there is a latch on the side here that this is supposed to grab. So that's also, you can't really put it in the wrong way. Most of the connectors, because as you can see, there are focus. There we go. There are several shapes to these pin connectors, and they do not, if they do not match, they will not fit, you know. So it's kind of neat that they have that, so you don't accidentally put it somewhere wrong. Okay, now these are the screws that I'll be using for mounting the radiator. This comes with the AIO. But you need to remember to use the washers as well, in particular. Those are important. In order to mount it and fasten it properly. Also, all my cables for the fans are on the same side, so it's much easier routing them to the fan hub on the back side here afterwards. I'm definitely gonna have to use the top bracket side. But you can, of course, you can slide this pretty damn far down, all the way up to here and around here. So the flexibility of where to put the radiator is actually awesome, especially considering my round sticks are literally 1 millimeter away from the radiator. So the clearance is tight. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it here. That should work fine. Now I'm not gonna tighten it fully because I might want to move it upwards. I'm just gonna fasten it so it hangs on its own. Okay, now as you guys can see, the power connector is not really accessible. It's there. So that's why I connected it before mounting the radiator. Otherwise it would have been... You're a noisy one, aren't you? Yeah, so there's a reason why I did that. And as you guys can see, the RAM are very close to the radiator. Should be fine though, should be fine. Okay, radiator is installed. Excellent. Then we can start flip it on the side and stuff without worrying dropping the radiator on anything. Yeah, and now we can focus on the power supply. Okay, now let's... This is the front panel connectors and that stuff, as I mentioned. Now this power supply is rather big, but I think, yeah, let's route the cables up first for the panel connectors and that sort of stuff. Now, as you guys can see, there are mesh and even filtered intake for the, or outtake rather, for, no, intake, this is an intake fan, for the power supply. So you want to put the fan facing down. Route all of your cables and stuff to where you want them to go. Yeah, and do like this and power it on and put them in like so before mounting the power supply itself. Otherwise you're gonna have a tough time nudging and fidgeting inside a case, depending on the case of course, but some cases make it very tight and hard to access it after the fact, after you mounted it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna route all my cables and stuff, and then insert the power supply. Or rather, what you can actually do, all the cables that you know you'll need, put them in. Put all of the cables in, and then drag them through here, and then in the power supply. That's probably the best way. Okay, now I think we're gonna do the front panel connectors. These tiny guys, which is the reset switch for the front panel connectors, and oh, focus please. Yeah, not on my finger. Here. God damn it. Wait a minute. Power switch. Yeah, and two power LED plus and minus. These will go. I don't know if you can see it, but they are HCG LED reset and stuff like that. The pins are there. This, which is the HD audio, will go over here on that pin. Because that is the front panel audio connector, and this guide, USB 3.0, will go in here. This is the USB 3.0. And when you put that in, as a matter of fact, I can't do it right now. You have this notch here, as you can see, and that needs to line up with that notch. So just like so. There we go. And now it's in. Now I'm gonna have to put in the audio. Okay, yeah. You can barely see it, but the HDD reset buttons and pins are down here. Okay, this is gonna be a very tight fit, but yeah. I'm gonna have to make it. Let's put in the audio then, shall we? Let's see, you can see the audio's got one blind pin, so to speak. And there's missing one pin on the top here. That's the orientation of the connector. Okay, you guys can see this. This is where I put the HDD LED on, and the power switch and the power reset which is below the power reset switch. Now I'm gonna put the power LED plus and minus, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Now let's see if you can, because god damn it, this is yeah, in other case, let's see here. What if I turn it off and zoom in a bit? You can see the slightly in the way. Power LED plus is on the left and power LED on minus is on the left. So that's there it is. Plus is on the left, on the outer side, and minus is on the other side. And that is referring to where we can put these guys, minus and plus. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put them. Okay, all of the switches and stuff are now installed. Audio, front panel connectors, power switch, USB 3.0. If you don't get to turn on, if your computer doesn't turn on, you might have switched places on one of these connectors. So do check that if you can't start your computer. That's at least one area of error searching where I start, at least. Okay, now connect the rest of the cables, and we're gonna do the 24 pin now. Yeah, can you guys see? Excellent. So this 24-pin connector. As you guys can see, there's also a latch on. Please focus. Let me see. There we go. There's a latch here, and there is a notch over here that's gonna latch onto. So the orientation will be something like this. I have to line it up. Just wiggle it slightly in place. And now the latch is on and secured. That is our main power installed. Excellent. So now we're gonna wrap that through here. And I'm gonna do some more cable management stuff as well. Now, the graphics card are pretty much the last thing you install. Now these you also need to remember the case fan cables. I routed this cable through this growler here, which is for the exhaust fan, and it will of course connect to the fan hub. Also, the two front panel fans here, of which there are two, cables of them go down here. I had to pop out my hard drive cage. And here is one of the connectors. Gonna have to open that one up, connect that one to here as well. All of the case fans will be connected here. This is my cable mess of the radiator fans going into the 3-split fan splitter from the AIO. So that's where my fan cables from the AIO went in. And yeah, it's a mess at the moment, but I'll manage it. Let's continue. Yeah, you don't want to forget the last fan cable, which was hidden behind the hard drive board. I knew I was missing one fan cable, because there are 3 fans in this case originally. I knew I was missing one. Okay, this front panel connector is going in here. The UF3 to G2-5 underscore 5. That's the front panel connector. It's going in. It's rather tight. It's going in. Okay, graphics card type 2080 Ti. It's still doing rather well. Okay, now I'm gonna use the top slot here. I have opened this latch. Gonna have to remove. It's a double slot, 2.5 slot card. So you're gonna have to remove both or 2 of these thumb screws. Give me a minute. Okay, both are now removed. Now let's put this baby in, shall we? There we go. Okay, it's now in place. The latch have locked the graphics card in place. Now these are the cables you would want for your GPU. PCI, can you see it? Come on, sure. Damn it. Where's the, there it is. Yeah, PCIe. Of which you will need 2. So, now there's gonna be this dangling from the side here, which is gonna be look like a little bit of a mess. But you can of course buy sleeved extension cables and get some a bit different cables and stuff. I have not. There we go, both cables are in, and I'm gonna have to route them somewhere around here. Okay, all the components are installed. Must say though, it doesn't look too shabby. It doesn't look too shabby at all. Now you can put a radiator here on this side as well, because I need to see the manual, but the lid here is removable. The part here is removable, and this part is for a reservoir if you're running a water-cooled system. So the reservoir and supports are here. So that might be something I'll do in the future. Water-cooled build. Okay then, now for the power supply. Connect all the cables and stuff, of course, first. Okay, it's a mess, I know. Before we move on to the power supply, you're also gonna have to connect the SATA cables and stuff for the hard drive. The big SATA cable here, and the smaller one, which is gonna go to our motherboard. This is gonna go in. I can just pop it in right now, by the way. Oh. It's going in. Let's see, I need to see here. You see the notch in here? Oh god, there's a L shape here. It's gonna have to match up with the notch on the entrance here. So on the top right. Okay, that means this way. Clicked in place, that is excellent. And for the SATA cable, which is this guy, this is a SATA cable, which is the power for the hard drive. And same story here. There is an L or notch you gotta watch out for and orient it to the notch on your hard drive, which is in the bottom left, I see. Then, after that, we'll move on to the power supply. Right, now everything is connected, more or less. Oh my god. It turned out to be a heavy boy, didn't it? Yeah, so the CPU is here, 24-pin connector is here, graphics card, SATA. I think we got it covered. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, connected the hard drive SATA cable to the motherboard and everything as well. Now for the connectors. Now CPU will obviously be going into either here or here if you're running multiple channels, that is. We are not. We're going to use single channel. You know, just simply pop it in here. Oh yeah, this is just a demonstration. But, oh, you know what? I think you guys get it. Because what I'm gonna do now is you're gonna put the power supply, route the cables through here, and then put the cables in through this hole here. So once you connect all the cables to the power supply, you can simply just slide it in without having to connect everything after you slide it in. Otherwise you're gonna have it's gonna be a tough time, as I've tried to explain, especially on small form factor cases. This is rather big form factor, so plenty of room, but still I recommend pulling in the cables through this hole here, the PSU hole, and connect them. Does anybody want to volunteer for a camera woman slash man? I'm just messing. Applications are sent to my email. I'm just kidding, by the way. Although, not gonna lie, it would be pretty handy to have one. There we go. Now, everything is actually in. The SATA, the peripherals, the CPU, the 24-pin, ATX. The only thing is left to do, cable management, and don't fall down. Cable management, and pretty much turn it on. That's the most scariest part of any PC build, the first time you ever try to turn it on. I am quite nervous. I really hope it does turn on. Usually, there's not necessarily something bad wrong if it doesn't. You just might have some front panel connectors, forgot to turn on the power supply, that sort of stuff. Hopefully, we shall see. Now I'm gonna do the cable management and I'll get back to you. Okay, here we are. All PC all coming together. And now the cable management, I'm gonna make some improvements later down the line. Clean up this part and especially that part. And some over here. But other than that, it actually looks pretty damn nice, if I might say so myself. Now, all that's left to do, which is the scariest part, to this baby on. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of scared. But yeah, let's not linger any longer. Oh, by the way, I gotta show you something. You see, on the motherboard, there is a clear BIOS update button and a clear CMOS button dedicated. As it also comes with Wi-Fi 6 and it also comes with its own Wi-Fi antenna. I'm going to show you that, but I'm going to run it with the cable, so I'm not going to need the antenna basically. So yeah, I'm gonna grab myself the monitor of mine and let's see if we can get this thing started. Okay, moment of truth. Man, am I nervous. I can actually see that the clear CMOS button lights up. You can see there's RGB going on as well. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm thoroughly relieved. Now we just need to wait for the video signal. Do I have to clear the CMOS since the CMOS button was flashing? Maybe. BIOS update? Perhaps. CPU fanner. Oh yeah, that might pop up due to the AIO. There we go. There we go. Okay, here we are in the BIOS. Okay, while this is ready, all the units in the PC, there's one last thing to do. I've saved this for the last for a reason. You guys know what it is. There we go. Oh, there's one on the inside too. Okay. Should be more satisfying if I went with the inside one. Okay. Well, yeah. In other case, I hope you find this video very helpful. It's my first ever full PC build DIY, so tell me in the comments down below what you think. Give me some feedback if you see it. I'm more than welcome to some feedback. So in that case, I hope you find this useful in any way and or entertaining, and I hope to see you next time. So take care, and I'll see you later.